defenseman picks it up, passes it up to a forward.
With like 7 seconds to go.
Goes to coast.
You can't camembert. I'm trying to work it out.
I can just go for a little stroll.
Yeah. Cheese.
Max Goof was my first crush. He's a dog.
Let's get back.
Are we having fun though?
Yeah.
Living the dream with the boys at Chucky Slick.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
That would be.
The Edmonton Oil.
Dude, I touched my eye again! It hurts!
Honolulu.
You guys are
So loud for people who are agreeing with each other.
Yeah.
God, I do hate the player.
We have a lot of playoffs to get to.
Yeah,
NHL.
I haven't been here in so long either.
Mem Cup, P-Dub,
What a great time to be a hockey fan.
Men's Worlds we still have to get to. So it's pretty much going to be an exclusively playoff episode, save for some Bruins news we got as I was driving in today.
Yeah, the one that you sent to the group chat this morning. That was so funny.
So we're going to start in the NHL playoffs because last episode, even though it's not up on YouTube yet, because I hate editing on my computer at home, we're going to start with the NHL playoffs, which we ended last episode with. We're going to start with Winnipeg and Dallas.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with your experience first before we get to the more heartbreaking stuff.
So I had the experience of going to, I believe it was game 2. Yeah, because Winnipeg was the better team, like in the regular season. But I went to game 2. They were on 4-0. It was my first ever playoff game. I did wear a Winnipeg whiteout shirt.
Your first ever playoff game?
Because, well, Calgary.
I'm surprised you didn't get a ticket for a Flames game just once.
I think I was tempted. Just never went to the Red Lot or anything. But
fair.
no, it was really cool. So we got there really early. We were there 4 hours before the game started because that's like kind of when you need to go. Did some walking around. So my parents are massive Jets fans. My brother's an Oilers fan, but so I got a Jets hoodie that I purposely got way too big for me so I can give it to my dad.
Oh, cool.
My brother had the same Jets hoodie as me, and my parents both had Jets jerseys. So we're kind of first and second period. We're watching, enjoying it. We have a lot of. My voice went after the first 5 minutes.
Well, there's the shutout game, by the way.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
But it was honestly so cool. Like Jets were buzzing. This was right after the 3-2 loss. Hellebuck looked so good in this game. Everything was good, and then we somehow got into a suite that my uncle owns in the Jets game. So we were watching the third period from a suite, which was unreal.
You could say it was sweet.
Yeah. There's the door. But no, then you
funny.
then leaving Winnipeg. It was that part was always funny to me, like leaving the game, because when you leave Calgary, there's like a hub that everyone goes to.
Sure.
Everyone just went everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It was literally like we ended up going to a restaurant that was 30-minute drive away from the arena. There were still Jets fans.
Oh wow.
That came from the game.
Yeah.
We're just like, whoa. But honestly, it was really surreal. Especially like the Winnipeg whiteout, it was so cool.
Yeah.
Everyone wearing white. There was one guy that looked like a Flyers fan, but for some reason he's at every Jets game that Dallas was at. Like he was at every home game but cheering for Dallas.
Okay.
But it was orange. He had an orange. It was like Dallas and then Dallas Stars, but it was neon orange. So I'm looking, and I'm like in the upper bowl for a bit, not the nosebleeds, because to be fair, Winnipeg's arena is really small, but the nosebleeds are like, you see everything very well. But like you could scan the entire arena and be like, that's him. And then I saw him on TV for Game 5. I was like, what? Like, where do you get a bright neon orange Dallas jersey? The only orange team in the NHL is Philly.
You have to custom make it.
It looked good, and then he looked very sad, but I'm sure he's pretty happy now. Unfortunately.
So after that, let's just jump straight to Game 6.
It was a good game.
Yeah. Let's start with Mark Scheifele there, too. So he finds out that morning that his dad died the previous night.
Yeah, and Scott, is it Hartnell or Ardenal? Arneal, sorry, was the coach of the Jets immediately, because obviously I think the coaches kind of stay together and the players stay together, so the coaches do their thing.
Yeah.
And he went immediately to the hotel that the players were staying at to just show his support, and it was just, ugh.
Yeah. So he decides to play. He scores the only goal for the Jets in that game, scoring in the second period. And even the Stars fans were cheering for him.
Yeah, I think Dallas, like, your fans did, like, I don't know. I love it. Like, a tragic moment, but this is what just makes me believe hockey's the best sport. You're not going to see that in the NBA, and that's the beginning. You're not going to see it in the NFL, and you're not going to see it in the MLB.
Yep. And we'll get to it in a second here, but actually, we'll get to it in a second here. So Sam Steele ties it up later in the second period, and then no scoring changes through the entire third period, and then in overtime, Mark Scheifele takes a tripping penalty. Thomas Harley scores on that power play. Or sorry, at the end of the third, Scheifele takes a penalty, and then early in the overtime period, Thomas Harley scores on a one-timer to send the Jets packing.
To be fair, though, that's a good penalty. He's on a breakaway. Ehlers is a foot and a half behind him. He's not going to catch. I think it was actually ironically Sam Steele again on the breakaway.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in that position, I'm taking that penalty.
I'm doing that every time.
Yeah. And doesn't help that Appleton decided to not shoot.
And then in the handshake line,
every player.
And the one that kind of made me smile the most and appreciate how amazing hockey is as a sport is Jamie Benn.
Yeah. It didn't matter, like, because you obviously, I think that was in game 4.
The punch in the face?
Yeah. Or was that game 5? That might have been 5.
Let me find out.
Obviously the one where the ref's kind of holding them back and then Jamie Benn takes his opportunity to kind of smoke him. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't just like, it didn't matter if you were the biggest name. It didn't matter if you were Rantanen, Hintz. It didn't matter if you were the, like, names that aren't necessarily as big, whatever.
Jamie Benn roughing against Mark Scheifele, that would have been the shutout game, so game 5.
The second one?
Yep.
Oh, okay. It didn't matter who you were. Every player, every coach made sure to say something to Scheifele, which I think just is incredible. And then, I remember I sent this to you, the owner of the Dallas Stars.
Was that confirmed?
It was confirmed,
okay.
Yes. It was confirmed on a podcast by a different Dallas player, or owner or whatever, but it was confirmed. One of the Dallas owners, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head.
Oh, go through the chat.
Privately, took his private jet, put Mark Scheifele on it and said, where do you, go to, I think it was Kitchener?
Yeah.
To go be with your family, and privately flew him out. The Dallas owner, which I think is just a great show of class, a great show of just sportsmanship. It was just all in all, it was if they lost, would it have happened? If Winnipeg won, maybe not, but regardless,
Tom Gagliardi.
Yeah, just an absolute classy act in that regard.
Any other things you want to touch on over the course of that series? Because that's pretty much the two big ones was your experience, and then
and there's only been 3 hat tricks in the NHL playoffs, and 3 of them are Dallas. Rantanen, and Granlund.
I forgot Granlund had one.
Yeah, I love Granlund. I love how he plays decent on every team and really good on Dallas, but he plays one game for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I was about to say.
You want to know something funny?
Penguins legend.
He played 22 games for the Penguins. He scored more goals in that one game for Dallas than he did for his entire stint in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. He scored 1 goal in Pittsburgh. He scored 3 in a game. Oh, I love him.
You okay, buddy?
No. I'm actually really happy he's off the team, though.
Let's jump to the last Pacific playoff matchup with the Oilers and the Golden Knights, with the Oilers winning that series in 5.
Yeah, the Vegas' last goal was off Leon Draisaitl's stick, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Do you ever think about that? Is literally the last time they ever put the puck in the net was literally because of Leon Draisaitl.
I shut out in game 4, and then they didn't score in game 5, even though they manned 0-0 going into overtime. Yeah,
no, that was a really good game. And even the goal, Aiden Hill, 1 save, 2 save, and then it isn't obviously when you're a kid, your rule is goalie makes one save, you got to clear the rebound out.
Yeah.
He made 2, and then you just can make the third. But
And they didn't, like, unlike a team that we'll get to in a couple minutes here, they didn't just kind of, like, roll over and kind of take their beating. They went into overtime. They fought. They continued to fight. Skinner.
I don't know who this Skinner is anymore. I don't understand.
I don't know either.
Good news for Edmonton is I do believe Ekholm will be back sometime in this next series.
Yep.
I'm not sure about Pickard.
But with Skinner playing like he is, I'm not sure you need him. But this happened.
Yeah, but do we want to, like, are we 100% sure that this is going to last?
Well, this happened last year's playoffs too, where Skinner at the start of the series was horrible.
But Pickard didn't come in for many games. He came in for
No,
one game,
and no,
won
he
a
didn't.
game, and then got put back in for...
But I remember this being a story going into the finals against the Panthers was that through the first 3 games, Skinner was borderline unusable. Mm-hmm. And then as the series got to 4, 5, 6, he
Became good
got
again.
significantly better.
Yeah, this year's a bit different because Pickard didn't start this many games last year that I remember.
No,
and
'cause I don't
Pickard
think-
also has not lost.
Because Skinner was never hurt.
No. And Pickard has not lost a game this year
Mm-hmm.
in the playoffs. Except maybe one, but he didn't start that one. But like, you can literally like the 3 stars literally explain the entire game. You have the game-winning goal, you have the goalie who won the game, then you have the losing goalie.
Yeah.
Like, those are incredible. When do you see goalie stats like that anymore? Never.
Rarely ever. Yeah.
Especially recently. But I don't know. Vegas kind of shut down. I think they... What was the McNabb penalty? Which game was that? I saw a TikTok about it this morning.
that would have been... I think that would have been game 4.
Because
the missed call, I think, yeah.
They held on. Yeah, because then Jack Eichel got turned inside out, right side up, and absolutely demolished by McDavid. And then McDavid a dry side of goal, right? But they were so hung up on that penalty that I feel like that was a massive reason why they kind of lost the games. Mentally, they were just on the penalty, but... Yeah.
Okay, so that would have been... Sorry, that penalty was game 2.
And they were so hung up on it, though. Also, I will be honest, though, Jack Eichel getting turned inside out by McDavid was so funny to
Yeah.
see. Like, it was literally like inside out, and Eichel did a full spin, and he was like, oh, yikers. But I don't know. Vegas, you're not... I don't think you've ever... I think you've missed the playoffs once in your entire franchise history, and you have a cup. So, can you really be... Like, as a Vegas fan, can you really be mad anymore? Like, can you actually be mad at anything? Like, you won a cup. You were made in 20... Like, your team was born in 2018. You've made 2 cup finals, and you have 1 cup in your franchise history, and you think you've missed the playoffs once. Can you even be that mad?
When did they miss?
I want to say it was the year after.
No, because the year after, that was the Sharks one where, like,
What do you mean?
Pavelski landed on his head and they couldn't kill
Right.
a 5-minute power play.
Oh, right. And then one of the best comebacks in history. Okay, Wikipedia is not going to help me.
And then 2020, that would have been the extended playoffs or the play-in
Which
rounds,
they made.
which they surely made.
There's only 7 teams that didn't make it.
And then 2021, that was the...
All right, I got it. They missed 2021, 2022. But, okay, so listen to this. 2017, 2018 lost Stanley Cup Finals. 2018, 2019 lost first round.
Lost to Sharks.
2019, 2020 lost in the conference final. 2020,
Good for them.
2021 lost in the semifinal. 2021, 2022 missed the playoffs. And they finished 4th, by the way, out of 8. They didn't even, right? 2022, 2023 won the cup. 2023, 2024 lost first round. Then this past year, they
Lost in the second.
Can you really be mad? You can't. You can't. Even the year
if you've won a cup since 2020, I don't think you can be mad.
dude, the year they didn't make it, they had 43 wins and 31 losses. Like they didn't even do they had 94 points. How do you have 94 points? You missed the playoffs. That sucks. But these are 109 points their first year, 93, 86. They made the playoffs at 82 points. Credited, that's COVID year. 94, 111, 98, 110. Their worst season for points is 82.
What's the point of game?
Dog.
Just lose every game in overtime.
What? Yeah. Well, and then you look at Seattle, who we thought was going to do what Vegas did after beating the defending Cup champs at the time, the Avalanche. But now the Seattle Kraken are what an expansion team is supposed to be like.
Mid.
Eh.
Yeah, they're fine.
With some upside potential.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't want to talk about Vegas. I don't like Vegas that much, except for Aiden Hill.
So that sets up the conference final to beat Dallas and Edmonton, same as it was last year. Do you foresee the same outcome? You don't.
No. I think Edmonton, I don't know. I've seen Edmonton fans, I think, in Edmonton, or people on, Sportsnet and all those things being a little bit too cocky by saying Edmonton's going to run through. No. Dallas is the most, in my opinion, Dallas has the most depth in the NHL.
Rantanen is a difference maker.
If I check daily face-off, dude, literally the last game Dallas played, the rotating center and the rotating winger were Robertson and Johnston. Those are great. Those are literally some of their best players.
So last year, Edmonton beat Dallas in 6.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I love how I didn't go. I in that playoff bracket with my friends, dad's work. I go Dallas every year except this year, and so this is the lineup of. We'll just reset daily lineup for the Stars. First line: Granlund, Hintz, Rantanen. Ouch.
Granlund, Hintz. Okay.
Second line: Robertson, Duchesne, Johnson.
Oof.
Ouch. Third line: Marchment, Steele, Sagan. Fourth line: Jamie Benn, Oscar Back, and Dodonov.
You have Jamie Benn on your fourth line.
I'm just saying, Evgeny Dodonov. This is my chance to bring in Pittsburgh. Evgeny Dodonov and Sidney Crosby had dueling hat tricks. It was the game of the season. And then their defense: Harley Niskanen, Lindell, Ceci, Bichelle, Petrovic.
Cece's take or leave.
Well, no, he's leave. But depth is an ouchie. I think this is not Vegas. I think this is Dallas's year, unfortunately for me, and I didn't pick them, but that hurts. But I think that looks so weird to look at, by the way.
What, last year's bracket?
Dude, Nashville's terrible. Vancouver was a mess this year. Rangers, terrible. Islanders, terrible. Capitals were horrible last year. Boston's horrible. And Tampa's the exact same.
Mm-hmm. Imagine what happens in a year.
Yeah, and the Islanders get the first overall pick.
Good for them.
Yeah, no. Sorry, Michael Schaefer, your career is going to be boring, or be pretty good, but it'll be overshadowed for the fact you play for a boring team.
Shall we jump to the East? Let's start in Toronto.
I had a really good joke in the shower, and then the more I said it out loud, it didn't work. But it was going to be why is Toronto afraid of... It was going to be 7, 8, 9.
Uh-huh.
They just suck. Dude.
Such an anti-joke punchline.
Dude.
For 79.
How...
They just suck.
How do you let one player own your franchise for 5 series? I also thought it was so funny that the empty net was Marchand.
Yeah.
So just before we get into that game, that does complete the trade with Boston. Now, Boston does receive their Florida's first, because Marchand has played in over half. Actually, Marchand's played all playoff games, as well as they advanced past the second round. So good for them, good for Sweeney.
Which we'll get to later.
I'm sure Boston fans would love that their captain and one of their favorite players of all time is on their rivals.
Yep.
Probably not butthurt at all, not even a little bit.
So, recapping the Leafs series, Leafs go up 2-0.
I genuinely thought they would end it. I genuinely was I could see the Leafs in the third round after that. I was like, oh my God, please tell me this isn't happening.
Yeah, I thought that's the same thing, because I thought because I really noticed what the difference a coach can make in this series.
He is Berube is the perfect coach for the Leafs.
If Keefe is still behind that bench, I don't think they get past Ottawa.
Yeah, but again, if we're going off players or off stuff like this Leafs team did the exact with Kyle Dubas as general manager. Leafs did the exact same thing when he was general manager. Lost in the first round and then made it to the second round and lost. With Trevelyan. Same thing with Keefe. So who's next on the chopping block? Who should have been fired first?
Shanahan.
Thank you.
Shanahan is not close.
As a Penguins fan, very happy that Dubas left, and I'm sure the Devils. I'm going to speak for you. I'm sure you're very happy that Keefe got fired. You let two good like players, and also Spezza left Toronto, whatever. Mitch Marner, Dubas would love to have you back. Just saying. Which we can probably get into a little bit after.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit after we wrap up all the NHL playoffs.
Can you check the 5-4? Can you check Game 3?
What about it?
I want to know, like, okay, so it's 2-0, then it was 2-1, then it was 3-1,
3-2, 3-3,
and then here's the
4-3,
collapse.
4-4, and then
Marchand.
And then Marchand.
Oh,
overtime.
right. But like, so that was, I think that's the turning point. This game, if you win that game, you win in Florida, and I think you have every advantage to win. But again, you're the Leafs, so you probably would have blown it anyways. Also, can you go back if you don't mind?
Where?
Just back to the showcase of all the games. One thing that really irked me about the Leafs 2-0 loss to the Panthers is, obviously, Leafs are Canadian, Florida's American. Fun fact for those who don't know, every NHL team has a mix of Americans, Canadians, Finns, Swedish.
Okay.
And Florida fans were chanting
USA.
USA. Look at the goal scores for Florida. That game, by the way.
Game? They're both Canadian.
Yeah. Isn't, like, why? What's the point? USA, USA. Yeah.
It's about what you represent.
Verhaeghe Canadian, Bennett Canadian. Oh yeah, who's your goalie? Not Canadian, not American. Look at go back to the assists. There's one American that got a point that game that you were chanting USA, and that's Kachuk. Barkov's Finnish, I think.
Yep.
And Ekblad's Canadian.
He is.
That one annoyed me.
It's just so needless to make
it's just
sports political like that.
If you want to chant USA, USA, do it in the Four Nations.
Like I have so many like family members that are cheering for the Oilers just because it's a Canadian team and they don't want to see an American team win. But like, no.
I don't want the Oilers to win, so I'm just not cheering for the Oilers.
Yeah, like
I
have more like pure hockey standpoint on this of no.
Well, you literally cheer for your favorite teams are Philadelphia, American, and Calgary. I like the Jets. I went to a Jets game. I rooted for the Jets. I like the Penguins. My favorite players are Canadians, Letang, Crosby, and a Russian, Malkin. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I just feel like that was unnecessary. And if you look at Dallas, that team's just finished. I don't care what anyone says.
My top 3 favorite players are probably Canadian, Swede. If I'm looking at it.
All time?
Currently. Active players.
Canadian, Swede. All Calgary?
2 Calgary.
1 Philly?
Yep.
Michkov? No, he's not Canadian or Swedish.
No, he's not.
Canadian, Swede. So Canadian, I'm gonna go. Oh, you didn't say Wolf, so he's American. Anderson.
Swede.
Okay, there's a Swede.
Uyghur. Canadian.
I genuinely. And is he a forward or defense?
Forward.
And this one is not on Calgary.
Correct.
Was he on Calgary? Was he on Philadelphia? Was there a trade? He's a Canadian. Konechny?
1, 2, and 3. Konechny, Uyghur, and Anderson are probably my top 3 players in the league right now.
Fair. If we're going like not just like Penguins players, like obviously I would go Penguins. It'd be Crosby. I still love Gensel. I don't care what anyone says. Still love Gensel. I like Tarasenko. I don't know why. Blues are my second favorite team when I was younger. I like Tarasenko. He was fun to watch.
He was.
I also used to like the Rangers. I loved Henrik Lundqvist. Then he got replaced with a really annoying goaltender who I don't like.
If you put a gun in my head, I couldn't tell you who he plays for now. I want to say Detroit.
Who?
Tarasenko.
Oh yeah, he does.
Okay, cool.
He won a cup last year with Florida. Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah.
Well, because he bounced around. He was So he was a Blue, and he was a Sen.
He was a Sen. Oh, he was a Sen.
And then he was a Panther, and then he was a Wing.
Yeah, he left in the offseason because actually Pittsburgh wanted him. We actually you want to know how much Pittsburgh wanted him? We had a contract. We gave him a contract, and then he went to. Well, then he did nothing. But he was really good. He has 2 cups.
Anyway, Leafs Panthers. Game 4, 2-0 Panthers win. Game 5, 6-1 Panthers win in Toronto. We'll repeat that in a couple seconds here. Game 6, Leafs win 2-0 in Florida. They go back to Toronto where the Panthers win 6-1 in Toronto.
Is Max Pacioretty Canadian?
No, I want to say he's American. Why?
Because I wanted to just make a funny point. Oh, okay.
He's American.
So let's say if Canada or if Toronto fans went Canada, 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 go Canada, go Canada, it'd be pointless in that game because Matthews and Pacioretty scored.
From Connecticut.
But I'm just making a point. You see,
I know.
You see my point?
I see
Oh,
your point.
Oh, he didn't win a cup.
No.
Oh, that makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
He was with the cat. Oh, he was. I do remember that. He is always. He's like a Corey Perry, an old sneaky good guy.
Yeah. Not nearly as much of a rat, but you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. Perry has a cup, to be fair, and 5 finals losses.
Did
but
you watch this game 7?
I watched 3 minutes, and that was all I needed to watch.
Okay.
I quite literally turned it on. Oh my! Hey, I'm getting a call from a Georgia.
Oh, cool. Because I watched almost all of it.
First period
and
was good.
First period was good.
Yeah, and then that. Do you want to know like scroll up? That's the 3 minutes I watched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I literally.
the
okay,
Jones
maybe not
Lindell
three.
gadget
Maybe
for
not
3
three.
minutes?
Maybe not 3 minutes, but
Yeah, but
after
like, the fraction of a game.
yeah, I watched and then I was like, I don't need to watch anymore.
No, yeah.
And then my phone just went goal, goal, goal.
'Cause I was gonna ask you if you watched it in full, what when you thought this game was done.
After the second goal.
I would have said after the Gadjevich goal, the 3-0 goal. I
thought-
to me
yeah.
it was like, okay, that's
I
it.
thought it was just because it felt so fast, the Lindell goal. Like, obviously 4 minutes is still like a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
But right after the Jones goal, it was all Panthers. And then when Lindell scored, I'm like, it's over. Like look when Domi scored, look how fast Florida bounced. Like, it wasn't even their goal.
47
they're two-
seconds.
Yeah, they didn't last a minute. This team is not built for any. I don't know. The core 4 sucks, except for one player.
Is that the player you want?
No, that player sucks too. I still want. Doesn't change the fact that I still want him. He didn't. Nylander is the only good one. Nyes is too young, but he played incredible. Wall, you did your best. You did very good. Then Stolarz played incredible. Pacioretty, somehow one of your best players. Riley, you were but like Domi, very good. But like Matthews, garbage. Marner, garbage.
If Stolarz isn't injured, I don't know that this series ends differently.
Well,
It's entirely
people
possible.
used Wall as a scapegoat. Look at he got a shutout.
He did.
He did his job.
He did.
And then we saw
then-
playoff Matt Murray. Woo! And that lovely glove side that he probably wishes he could fix because that's the only goal that they scored on him was glove side. But it's just I don't even know. Like I don't know what you can do as like I don't know if you want to go into a rebuild. I know you got to sign Matthew Nyes. You have that is a must. I don't know if you want to let Marner go.
There's no way you rebuild.
No. How do you improve this team? You can't. I don't know.
You know what?
Matthew Kachuk.
Do you moneyball it?
What do you mean?
Because you're gonna lose Marner. Do you try and rebuild Marner across 3 players?
I don't know. What team has done that has worked?
I can't think of one.
Where they lose a player and they work around it.
Like we lose one and then they sign like 2 or 3 to make up for that loss of that one.
No, those would be like depth guys.
Yeah. Which like I don't
The
think
Leafs
that's the
need
move.
a Phil Kessel. Please, I want him to get 6 more points for 1,000. Please.
Would you believe that they had a Phil Kessel?
Yeah. Would you believe after they traded him, he won 2 cups?
Yeah.
Would you believe that Phil Kessel, once leaving Toronto, has now won 3 Stanley Cups in his lifetime?
Because if I'm thinking of the UFA market,
Ehlers,
Besser definitely doesn't.
Besser.
He doesn't go to Toronto.
If he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, I don't know. Like, do you not remember every time there was a trade deadline? It was like, Besser's going to. You'll never guess. Pittsburgh. 2025.
I never heard
UFAs.
Pittsburgh for Besser. I just heard he's going.
Oh yeah. It literally was like bound to happen. Then the one year was like, actually, we're gonna get Miller. I was like, no. So here's some of the. Whoa, hello. Some good. Mr. Dubas. Look. Tavares. Probably gonna sign. Marner. You should sign, but he's not. Jamie Benn. He's not leaving Dallas.
Nope.
Backstrom. No.
Nope.
Brett Burns. I think
He might retire.
Orlov. No. Provorov. No. Defense don't help you.
Nope.
Okay, Besser. No. We've determined. Claude Giroux. No.
No.
He's already been in talks to sign again. Brad Marchand. No. Brock Nelson, you'd be stupid if you did.
It'd be so funny if you went to Toronto.
If
Marchand
I
went to
genuinely
Toronto.
think he goes back to Boston.
Oh my, that'd be so funny.
Ehlers could fit. I can see it. Mangiapane will resign.
Japan.
Oshie is he gonna retire, resign? Kuzmenko, he's gonna be a king. Kings loved him. He played so well for the
He
Kings.
did really, really well.
Yanni Gordon for the Lightning. That could be sneaky. Riley Smith.
You could probably do Ehlers Gord.
Yeah, I don't see.
I don't think Gord would fetch that much.
He's 5.1 on Tampa. Riley Smith, he hates playing anywhere other than Vegas. Never come back to Pittsburgh, please. Mikael Granlund. Actually,
Also, never come back to Pittsburgh.
yeah, you can say unless you want to come for $1, then that's fine. That's not bad. Mikael Granlund. That guy's not in the NHL anymore. That guy's not in the NHL anymore. Robin Leonard. Paul Mary, he's retired, I think. Lindgren, no. Dvorak, maybe. Sam Bennett, no. Anthony Ciu, maybe. Martinez is retiring. Kane will probably re-sign for one more year, then retire. There's a RFA that's I think his name's Marco Rossi.
Yep.
He's garnered a lot of attention, but it's only related to one team. I'll let you guess which team.
Minnesota.
There's another team, Pittsburgh.
Oh.
But I don't see like so your problem last year was goaltending. You fixed it.
You did.
Daily.
Stolarz is a really good
And
pickup.
Wool is a great backup, as
Yep.
you saw. I'm not like Wool played incredible. I don't really care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Wool played great.
Goaltending, I don't think is the issue anymore in Toronto. It was with Anderson. It was more or less with Campbell.
Ugh. Stinky. Defense, Ekman Larson, he played very well in the series. Benoit, he played decent. Carlo played good. Morgan Riley makes too much money. Chris Tanev, you're going to want to keep him. Jake McCabe, I think you'd be okay to let him go. Jake McCabe? But like, okay, your first line, Nyes, Matthew Marner. That's a great line, even though you're probably going to lose one of them.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Marner goes, Nyes get offer sheeted, and back to being bad.
Mm-hmm.
Tavares, he'll probably re-sign for cheaper. Nylander's locked in. Lawton didn't do much from what I saw in the playoffs.
Define much.
He felt invisible.
Because he's not going to score goals for you. He's there
No.
to.
That is true. Lawrence, Yanrock, good. McMahon, Domi. If you let Domi walk, you're a dum-dum. Domi was so good for the Leafs, in my opinion. I don't know what to do. I genuinely am so like, what are their like? Do they have any good prospects?
Ethan Cowan.
Oh, that's so funny. The one after it's Fraser Minton. Nope, he's not on that team anymore. Yeah, Easton Cowan. I love the guy that goes fake shot, fake shot, fake shot, fake shot,
What do you
and
mean?
then you'll
why
never
are you not
guess.
biting it?
I'll then shoot exactly where a fake shot. Yeah, their best prospect would be Cowan. Excuse me. Thank you.
And with that, I move on to the last semifinal with Vancouver, Montreal, Carolina, and Washington.
Vancouver can't even
What a
beat in the East.
forgettable series. He says something, trying to think of who really played. So Carolina beat Washington in 5. And who did Florida... Oh. Who was the Eastern Conference final last year?
Rangers.
Thank you.
Because they suck. I can't remember the exact stat, but I remember I remember Carolina sucks in the Eastern Conference final. Like their last 3 or 4, they're 0-12 recently in the Eastern Conference. Like they have not won a game.
Boop, 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 boo. Wow. Okay. Holy. They're looking at their.
No, they weren't very good for a while.
They really were not good for a while.
See, that's the golden age of the NHL.
Pretty much since Brindam, like
Yeah.
pre-Brindamore, they were
Paul
not
Maurice?
good. Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
Twice. Look at that. He got fired. And then Peter Laviette won. And then he got fired. Then Maurice, Muller, Peters, and then Brendan Morris in 2018.
So
I hate looking at that because, like, the moment Carolina was like this was when Pittsburgh was like that. Like, the Metro just... Because Carolina owns the Metro a little bit.
since Brindamore stepped behind the Hurricanes bench, it was lost in conference final, lost in round one, lost in the second round, lost in the second round, lost in conference final. I believe that one was to Florida.
Oh, I found it on Reddit. Was it from 12 years ago? The Carolina Hurricanes have lost 12 straight Eastern Conference final games. Like, they apparently are stinky.
Dang.
Okay, wait. What year did they make? So 2022 NHL, 2022 to 2023 NHL playoffs.
What are you trying to find?
I want to just see who they played. So Vegas won. Ooh, got little sparkles. So yeah, so they lost 4-0. Okay, they just stink. They genuinely just suck. Ooh, little sparkles. No confetti.
So they beat the Islanders in 6 in 2023. The last time they made an Eastern Conference final appearance. They beat Islanders in first round in
Then
6.
lost.
They beat the Devils in 5 in the second round, and then got swept. That was when Brindamore said something to the effect of, like, we didn't get swept.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember that quote?
Yeah, I remember that came up recently.
Yeah.
And then you did.
But, like...
Oh, no, I know.
Like-
He's like, we didn't feel like we got swept.
Yeah. Like, he
I hate to
I understand what he was saying. He has said it the wrong way.
I wish we had a broom, but I hate to break it to you. You did.
You did get swept.
Just because our teams didn't make playoffs doesn't mean we, like, that basically be like, my team didn't make playoffs, but we can still win the cup.
Yeah.
But we still thought we could win the cup. No, you missed the playoffs.
Quadruple overtime in the first game, I think. That was when Kachuk said bus in 10. And then Panthers beat them in overtime in game 2. And then they took it back home and won. And one
Those are actually so, like,
all the games were
painfully
one-goal
close.
games.
Yeah, those are all like, 4 overtimes, whatever, you're exhausted. 2, another overtime. I guarantee you they get into that game and like, I swear to God, I can't do another.
Please don't do
I can't
this.
do another full. Because how many games technically did they play?
that would have been 2
They would have
and
played
a third.
5. Yeah, they would technically 5 games because they played 4 overtimes. Oh, that's not math. Wait, yes it is. So they played technically 2 games in game 1 with an extra period,
2 and a third, yes.
and then they played.
4 periods.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, they suck. I think. Honestly, dude, I just really hope it's not a Florida Edmonton final again. I don't want it to be.
Yeah,
I don't care
want
if
it to be
one team-
either.
I think it is going to be a Dallas-Florida final with Dallas winning.
It really does feel like this is going to be Dallas's year.
And you don't want to go to Game 7 against Dallas because that's what the Leafs need to do. They need to hire Pete DeBoer because he's undefeated in Game 7s. That's how they win. That's how they do it. There you go, Leafs. Maybe not fire Berube because he's been the best coach for you in recent memory.
Coach, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe somehow get Pete DeBoer there because he has never lost in Game 7. Justin Williams come out of retirement, Mr. Game 7. That's how you solve their issues.
So you think it's going to be Dallas, Florida?
Yeah. I think Florida wins in 6. I think Dallas wins in 5.
Dallas in 5?
I think Skinner goes back to Skinner.
Yeah, I did say earlier that Skinner goes...
Or as another joke, playoff Hellebug.
I did say earlier that Skinner goes like better as the series progresses, so maybe you just got to get to him really early.
I saw a stat for Florida that apparently they have like 20-something periods of where, like, if they're leading, they won't lose. And basically, in a nutshell, it's like how I summed it up. If you let Florida score first, you lose the game. Yeah. And then if you look at every Leafs game they played, Florida scored first. That Florida ended up winning.
Yeah, I think I saw something like a stat that was saying something to the effect of if they enter the third period up 2, you're boned.
Yeah, you're screwed.
And last time they lost when they were up 2 was 2022.
Jeez.
Obviously, speaking just
I
of the
do
playoffs.
think Florida does take a big setback next year. But that's next year.
Do we want to move to other NHL news?
Let's do it.
Okay, so there's some coaching stuff. Let's start with.
There's a lot of coaching
There's
stuff.
a lot of coaching stuff. Let's start with Philly.
How do you, Flyers fan?
Yep.
How you feeling?
Good. I like the ad.
A lot of people are questionable because he's the same kind of perspective coaching as. That's not his name.
Tortorella?
Thank you. But when kind of just has their use with Michkov.
Tocchet does do better with youth, in my opinion, especially after just having gotten the Jack Adams. Jack Adams recently, which is different than just like having had a Jack Adams at some point.
I'm trying to see like what young yes, you could say Quinn Hughes, but like young players on their roster this year. Elias Pettersson, the other one.
Yep.
He was. Oh, I hate how they're all close to my age.
But Tocchet used to be a Flyer, so he's
Oh right, I do remember that. Yeah.
he knows the area, he knows kind of the culture around it.
I think there was just too much drama in Vancouver, which is fair.
Yeah.
Vancouver, and it's looking like Vancouver could take a nosedive for the worst. Mm-hmm. You're losing Besser. Pettersson's poopy. Demko is hurt.
Yeah.
And Quinn Hughes wants to play with his brothers. He was with Pittsburgh in 20. Oh,
As an assistant.
the more you know.
Yep.
I
I
like
think
it.
I think he's also a Penguin too.
Hey.
Tocchet was.
So was the general manager, Rutherford.
Anyway, yeah, I like.
Maybe
I like
that's
the
why
ad.
we sucked. Everyone just took our stuff.
We're not gonna spend too long on this because we have a couple other playoffs and
I
tournaments
have
to get
nothing.
to.
Yeah, we can go a little over time too. I got nothing today.
True.
I'm chilling. We're gonna have a little lunch today. It's gonna be kind of cute.
We are.
We're gonna talk more about hockey.
We are. And then the Canucks filled their head coaching role after Talker was released. They just promoted Adam Foote.
Some would say he took a big step.
Huh?
Dang it! I wish Phil was here for that one. So who are the teams that need a coach?
Pittsburgh.
I know. Jay Woodcroft, please. I don't need David Quinn. He's not a very good head coach. We've learned. Look at San Jose. No, wait. Yes. No, Rangers hired Sullivan.
Thank you.
See,
Right.
I was really happy about that firing, but then seeing the Rangers sign him, that's like, it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
He needed to go, but whatever.
But to you,
Well, I mean, can you I don't know. Team's terrible. How about you make the rate?
Foote. Who did he play for? I know he played for Colorado.
How about we give the Rangers should give us their 12th overall pick?
Nordique, Colorado,
That's his.
Columbus, Colorado.
I think that's his NHL career.
Yeah. I was looking at who he was.
He won 2 cups.
Yeah.
That's the cup trophy? Oh, he won it with what's his face? Who's the long-time Bruin that played one season with the Avalanche as like a last.
Ray Bork.
Thank you. That's like I was gonna say as like a last hurrah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Love that Ray Bork got a cup. Love it. Oh, he's pretty loyal to. He likes the teams with the C's.
I just remember Colorado. I just remember always playing with Colorado in NHL 2003 and always seeing Adam Foote
That's
there.
I can't say that. It's very interesting. He got that nose broken quite a few times.
Oh yeah, that's in a couple different zip codes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Curious. Curious on this one because if you have a,
He was the assistant coach, right? Yeah.
well, apparently this was the Quinn Hughes pick.
He picked. Oh, are they doing in Edmonton?
Yeah, feels like it.
I'm gonna save my point for that because I do see the article that I talked to my dad about that he agreed with me, but I will get to it later.
Okay. Yeah, I think the reports are that Quinn Hughes said, "Adam Foote, please."
Oh, that does lead into that article then. Yeah. Okay, I'll save it.
But looking at it from an outside perspective, I don't get it.
It just
'Cause
seems like
if you have a dysfunctional locker room, I don't think a first-time head coach is.
who's also been with the team during your dysfunctional stage.
I don't think that's the best move, but
Why is my
What do I
computer
know?
just randomly said, "Here's a game from Carolina Pittsburgh, November 7, 2024."
sure.
Let's look at it. Oh, I don't want to look at it anymore. Ooh. If I've never seen a Penguins game in my life, 36 shots, 1 goal. Carolina, 18 shots, 5 goals.
Don't talk about that article real quick before we jump
Yeah,
into.
I think that leads into that helps with our point with what's his. Forgot about this one. Quite literally, if you can't beat him, copy him.
The Kings have a GM.
If you can't beat him, copy him. That is literally what I've learned from.
So after losing to the Oilers 4 years in a row,
Oh, you don't play
they
Marvel
thought,
Rivals, do you?
what if we just get one of their old GMs?
You don't play Marvel Rivals, do you?
No.
It's a video game where this character, the Winter Soldier, his ultimate ability is he jumps up in the air and he punches you. But when he kills you, he jumps up in the air and just yells again. So I saw a meme where it was the Edmonton Oilers over him was like, again, lost, again, lost, again, lost. I thought it was really funny. Hopefully people will understand the game.
Anyway, Ken Holland, former Oilers GM, is now the vice president and GM of the Los Angeles Kings.
How many
That's a choice.
former Oilers players are now with the Kings? L.A. Kings. Besides him. I know what's-his-face is also one.
Who?
He was Fogel.
Oh.
I was gonna say he was. Okay, where's their roster?
I don't think that many.
Dude, why can't I find a? Okay, you're just not gonna show me a roster. I don't know. It's just kind of. It literally is like if you cannot beat him, copy
I
him.
mean, Arvidsson's a former King.
True. Fogel. Yeah, Fogel. Yeah,
It's not many.
Fogel. David Rittich, big save, Dave. Not an Oiler, but big save, Dave.
Do you see this quote or what he said?
I thought this is so fair.
So, Crosby had, I imagine, an interview with the Athletics' Josh Yohe. And during that time, he said that he understands the Sullivan kind of firing.
Sullivan was there for 10 years,
And he said he'd rather not have a say on the next coach.
which I think makes.
I will defer to you, good sir.
I think that makes so much sense. Like if it was Crosby's way, I know Crosby is the perfect hockey player when it comes to stuff like this. There's no drama. He doesn't like. So it was before he was fired, Dubas called Crosby and was like, "This is a heads up, letting you know." But Crosby's just like, "Cool. I'm not in your role. I
Yep.
do my job of scoring goals, being the player I am, whatever." If it ain't work, the definition of insanity is repeating it over and over again, expecting different results. You needed to fire him, but see, look, Crosby says he doesn't have a preference whether a coach has extensive NHL experience or would be a younger hire. If you're going into Pittsburgh, you're going to have a lot of help with veterancy, considering one of your players is one of the best of all time. But that makes so much sense. And going back to the Adam Foote hiring,
Yep.
you shouldn't hire a coach based off one player. For Edmonton, I will say, in a weird way, it did work out that Knobloch worked out for you guys, but that is not a good hire at the time. Getting a player that's like, I coached him in Erie.
Yeah.
McDavid is a very different player because when he was hired this last year, it would have been the start of last year.
Yeah.
Where they went to the Cup, but before that, McDavid is not 2015 McDavid and 2022 McDavid are two very different players. 2022 is much better. So you can't just be like, I'm gonna hire him because he used to coach him or because he has experience coaching him. That just obviously it works with McDavid because McDavid's just a good player. He's the best player in the NHL at this moment.
It's a different type of player.
But you shouldn't base it all on one player.
No.
If you hire a coach that works with Quinn Hughes but doesn't work with this is just a hypothetical situation. Doesn't work with Demko, doesn't work with Pedersen. Wanted to do that 'cause it's funny. But it doesn't work with anyone on the team but only Hughes. If Hughes goes, what happens?
Yep.
You are screwed.
Yep. Just quoting an article by, I think it was Cal Cushman on The Score, just detailing Crosby saying that. He said, quote, "It doesn't really matter. I don't care. I really don't. I just want to win, and I want the person behind the bench who is going to give us the best chance to win."
Yeah. You
Pretty much stays in his lane. Lets Cal kind of do that.
he's literally
side of it.
he's literally just there's no drama, there's no nothing, no social media presence. Once he retires, which sucks, you'll barely ever hear him again.
Do you think he's going to get a job with the Penguins
If
when
he
he
wa-
retires?
It's not it's if he wants one. It's basically it's gonna be like, remember that signing contract? Hey Crosby, pick a job.
Yeah.
Theory here.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be so wrong. maybe the reason Kyle Dubas wanted president of hockey operations and general manager is once Crosby retires, Kyle's will be like, hey, buddy, we'll make the same amount, but hey.
Moving on to
Wow.
something we learned about on the drive-in today, and I don't understand this. And
I mean,
did you see?
as teams as fans of teams in the East, kind of happy.
So the Bruins signed Don Sweeney, GM Don Sweeney, to a 2-year extension. And did you see the comments on the post I sent in the Coast chat?
I think it was like fell on my knees at Fenway.
They're deleting comments.
Obviously this is the meme, was like just fell on my knees at a Walmart, and then like all of it's like just saw a guy fall.
Yeah, fall on his knees at
I
the
saw
Walmart.
like it was like just some guy just fell off the wall at Fenway. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, apparently they're deleting comments on Instagram.
I want
Posts
to know
about
some of the
this?
trades he made, like in the past,
So
because
he
the Marchand trade now looks good for him.
he fired Bruce Cassidy in his home. Like, he drove to Bruce Cassidy's home and fired him there. He traded Allmark. He held out on Swayman.
Oh, that was fun. They went through arbitration.
Yeah.
I just read this. I go, some guy on the Boston Reddit. This is literally from 4 hours ago. Anyone interested in being our coach for one season? And this guy responds, "I'll do it. My real name is Ted Lasso." Like, what trades Don Sweeney made? I don't care. I know. Okay, I was gonna say I know he made the Marchand trade. Ooh, there's a website called History of NHL Trades. It's pretty good. Oh, why'd you?
No, I won't open it.
Yeah, it won't open for me either.
Puckpedia it is.
Yippee!
Great.
What was the website before that we used to use that?
Cap friendly.
Screw you, Capitals. Maybe that's why they were good this year.
Because they got cap friendly people?
Yeah.
That's what I said. So they traded Brandon Carlo. Good trade for both teams.
And, yeah.
Brad Marchand looking better. Depends on the pick, of course. But as of right now, you win that trade by not having that cap hit on your cap right now.
Yeah,
They got Henry Jokiharju.
that one's fine.
Casey Middlestat was a good.
Who lost Coyle? Yeah,
Yeah.
meh.
Nothing overly offensive. And then where did it go? Boom. Okay. So on my birthday last year, this was the same day as Game 7.
How old were you that? What do you mean the same day as Game 7? They had a game that day?
No, Game 7 Panthers
Oh.
Oilers. Same day. June 24th, 2024. That was my birthday. I turned 25.
60.
The Bruins traded Linus Ullmark because they thought, we have Jeremy Swayman. It'll be fine. And in return, they got Mark Kastelic and Eunice Korpisalo.
One of which is not on the team anymore. I think.
Which one?
I don't think is Mark Kastelic still. Oh.
I'm pretty sure
Who's
he
the
is.
player on the Carolina Hurricanes that just randomly started scoring goals?
Jackson Blake or whatever his name is?
No, he's a rookie. Jackson Blake randomly started. Mark Kastelic is 26. Oh. He had a very good. I can't really make fun of him, but he had a very good year of 61 games, 5 goals, 9 assists.
Trading for Garnet Hathaway is a weird thing to do.
No, that was when they were. That was on their year they were incredible and they wanted grit.
Okay.
Look, you go under Orlov.
Yeah, Dmitry Orlov.
That was their incredible year.
Pavel Zacha. He's done, like, over the course of his time, he's done some pretty solid trades. However,
That's a big trade.
the Euro
Ooh, there's a Flames one. Where's the Flames one?
Boop, boop, boop. Dan Vladar for a third.
Oh. Future consideration for Jeremy he's back on the team, is he not? Isn't
I thought he was in Nashville.
Oh, he is.
Are you thinking of Vlauko?
Yeah.
But people's main issue with this is, or in my estimation of it, it's the Swayman issue. It's the Allmark stuff. It is the Bruce Cassidy stuff.
Well, we got a lot of information from the documentary, which apparently they're making another one, and I'm
so excited.
So excited because they did so well.
Injected into my veins. I love that stuff so much.
Okay.
I love that behind the scenes stuff so much. It's so
I know it's so
awesome.
it's so cool. Jeremy Swayman. Arbitration. He's still like this. Jeremy Swayman has this is from Reddit from 8 months ago. Jeremy Swayman still has lingering bitterness from a nasty 2023 arbitration with the Bruins. Quote: Hearing that you're not worthy of what you think of, blah, blah, blah. Hearing that you're not worthy of what you think you're worthy of was hard. You don't forget what was said. Basically, you gotta keep in mind, arbitration is basically the team going, you suck, that's why you don't deserve that much money. Jeremy Swayman wrote down every criticism the Bruins made in the 2023 arbitration hearing, and he linked the Reddit guy linked an article. Oh, yippee. Oh, okay, it's too many words. Basically, he said, my biggest knock was that I wasn't trustworthy in the playoffs. Yeah. They threw him in net in Game 7 after cluelessly leaving Olmark in for some weak games. I don't really see how that would qualify you as trustworthy. Yeah. I want to see state.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the...
I want to see if I can find any of the things that were said.
I'm looking at all the comments on the Instagram page right now, and a bunch of them saying they're deleting comments.
Yikes. Jeremy Swayman wrote down a list of criticism. Excuse me. I want to see them. Read more. Oh, yippee. No, I don't want to watch a video.
Bruin social media hiding comments. That's bleeping embarrassing.
Yeah.
Is one of the comments.
Okay. I think
So apparently this
that's
isn't
just
well
from,
received in Boston.
Yeah. I think that'll be the most you see because that was from the documentary. But you signed it, whatever. You didn't play very good this year. Credited the Bruins, besides David Pastrnak, weren't very good this year. Your new signings in Lindholm, well, he was and Zadorov was not good. Then you fired Jim Gummery, who then took a St. Louis team to the playoffs and took the Jets to Game 7 and was 1.6 seconds away from heading to the second round. Mm-hmm. God, that was... Imagine being there for that game.
In Winnipeg for that game?
Yeah.
Oh,
I also have a shirt.
You probably
They
would've
were
felt
selling
the
shirts that
foundation
said
shake.
Cole 1.6. I have one. It's an extra small because that's all they had, but we're gonna hang it up in our basement because it's so cool. I wish the Jets made it farther. I think this would have been their year.
Yeah, I have them going further.
Are we surprised? No.
No.
Are we surprised that they did it without two of their best players? Yes.
With that, let's jump to some other playoffs.
I did. So,
I'm going to be Phil for a couple seconds here.
Can I say something funny?
Hi, guys. Phil here.
Stop.
Gamble, ramble, scramble.
That's got to be insulting to a very... Phil, I'm very sorry if you're listening. So my buddy sent me... There's a Boston Bruins prospect in the QMJHL. He got 11 points through the entire playoff run. And I was like, want to know something cool? A Pittsburgh Penguins prospect named Tanner Howe had 10 in the first round. And then we figured out what happened to him. Basically, his ACL went... and he had reconstruction surgery. But he's back in 9 months. Woo!
Hooray!
And that was like 3 months ago. Woo!
So he's back in 6 months.
Okay, maybe not 3 months ago, like maybe 2.
He's back in 7 months, so like around January.
We'll see you on the baby pens.
I can't remember the last time we spoke to you, but it was definitely during the Tigers and Chiefs WHL Championship Series where the Tigers ended up winning. That
They
series
were
in
apparently
5.
allergic to a close game. Except for assuming the Friday, May 16th game was a empty net.
Let's find out together, shall we? Do-do-do. Yeah, empty net.
I like how it just says insurance goal. I like that. But this is without... Never mind. There was a game. There was a game where
Never mind.
There was a game where McKenna did not play, and
Yeah.
I do remember that. Okay. Also, one of the guys on, I can't remember who scored an. I was watching. It was on the gym. It was on while I was at the gym, so I was just watching it. And one of the Med Hat Tiger guys, it was one of the blowout games that they won. I don't know, did something really cool and absolutely just went goal. Hey, Anderson Miller. Oh, that's a lot of point. Damn, you have two of the. Ooh, if I'm Berkeley Cadden or Andrew Cristall, why does Cristall sound so familiar?
Berkeley Cadden sounds familiar to me. I think he was a draft pick this past year. But just quickly looking at the
Dude, that's
the
actually
stats
that's
for
so
the WHL
heartbreaking.
playoffs.
I just searched up Andrew and it came up with Andrew Raycroft.
Berkeley Cadden, 42 points. Andrew Cristall, 41 points. And Gavin McKenna finishing third with 38 points across the
I don't like Andrew Cristall
WHL
anymore.
playoffs.
I don't like him anymore.
It's looking like this. Anders Miller finished third with goals against average at a 2.55.
Cristall is a cap. Biddle. And can you wait? Who's the other guy? Go back up. No,
Berkeley Cadden.
Berkeley. He's younger than me.
That's yeah.
He is. Oh, he's with the Kraken. He was 8th overall.
Yeah, that's. I remember that name being fairly early in the draft.
Oh, Cristall was. 40th overall. Good for him.
So with the Tigers winning the WHL championship, that means they go off to the Memorial Cup, where the Rimouski Oceanic are hosting the Moncton Wildcats, London Knights, and Medicine Hat Tigers. That starts in 3 days.
So the QMJ finals were pointless.
Don't ask me questions. I'm not good at this.
The QMJ finals were pointless.
Playoffs. Boop. Boop.
They were pointless.
I guess so.
Wait, Moncton?
Yeah.
Is it Moncton in it?
Yes.
Oh, they weren't pointless.
I mean, they kind of were because Rimouski's.
No, I get. I mean, to be fair, the Rimouski almost came back. They were on the way, and I mean, if you're gonna if for a hosting team, they're not bad. You made the finals and you lost by 2 games. You're not bad. But Moncton did make it. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So you lost 4-1, you lost 4-3, you lost 6-4, and then you won 5-1, you won 3-1, you lost 3. Yeah,
All of them are close.
I can't look at it and be like, they don't deserve to be here. They got lucky. Okay, I wasn't sure because I started to feel really bad.
I think Phil's gonna be really happy that all the. You know what? I guess I'm Phil.
60.
All the teams are Canadian. None of them are American in the CHL. That's what I want.
Why did he get country?
None of them are Canadian.
Why is he country?
No, I remember him kicking up a lot of dust last year about
I do
the
remember
Saginaw Spirit being in there and winning the whole thing. And they're not Canadian. Why are they in the CHL? That's a Canadian.
I have a fun trivia with you.
What's a fun trivia?
I'm gonna search up.
Just a single trivia.
Well, I'm gonna do it with every team.
I'm aware.
I'm gonna search up. Who do you? Okay, that's not what I wanted.
What are you gonna search up?
I'm gonna search up. What do you think is the most known NHL player, active or retired, that played for one of each of these
Okay,
teams?
Oceanic is Crosby, not close.
Oceanic. You mean Rimouski?
Rimouski Oceanic.
Oh, I know
That's
that.
their team name.
I want Rimouski's jerseys.
London Knights. My God, you have so many to pick
What's that?
from. Currently, it's Mitch Marner or Matthew Tkachuk is probably chief among them.
Let me find. Oh,
And then
I
we get
love
to
you,
the
hockey
ones
reference.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll just name I'll name just a few that played for Brendan Shanahan. Well, that's funny. On London, there's just a few. Corey Perry, Patrick Kane, John Tavares, John Carlson, Daryl Sitter, Kadri, Patrick Maroon, Bo Horvat, Max Domi, Zadorov, Matthew Tkachuk. Oh, this is literally going through all of them. I think that is about it. Yeah. And then, what was the name of another team? We know Rimouski's Crosby. I know that one.
Medicine Hat Tigers and then Moncton Wildcats.
Medicine Hat.
I know there's a name on Moncton. I can't
Jay
think of one.
Bomeister. Yo.
On who?
The Tiger
No,
Cats.
never would have guessed that.
Cole Sillinger.
Nope.
Well, he's still on. Drayden Hunt.
Sure.
They don't have very many.
No.
Tyler Ennis.
Okay. I feel like Casey has a crush on Tyler Ennis.
Joe Bomeister. That's just because we're Flames.
J-Bo.
Rob Niedermeyer.
Cup winner.
Rob Niedermeyer. Chris Osgood.
Oh, hey.
Craig Berube. Fair enough.
Dang.
Troy Gamble. What a last name. Ken Holland. That's kind of cool. I'm going like
Deep, no?
Lanny McDonald. Yeah, no, I think we can agree that one's the best one.
Lanny's probably, yep.
And then the last one.
Moncton Wildcats.
Ooh, dude, we could have a kitty cat final.
Meow.
Don't do that ever again. Moncton Wildcats.
Meow. What's that?
Moncton Wildcats. Brad Marchand, Philip Deneau,
I forgot Marchand was a Wildcat.
Connor Garland, Keith Yandel,
Casey just cheered.
Matthew Olivet. I don't know. Jacob
Olivier?
Peltier.
Hey.
Wow, they don't have a lot. Let me look at the names that aren't bolded.
Okay.
Louis Domingue. His name is bold. I just missed it.
Mm.
Corey Crawford. That's not a bold name. Johnny Oduya.
Oh, do ya?
David Savard. That was just. It was bold and then went away. It's kind of cool.
Each team has their own kind of Medicine Hat, less so, but Lanny.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that.
Oh. Keeping the train going to the PWHL.
Beep beep.
The Ottawa Charge made the finals.
You're not.
Huzzah!
Yeah, you're not happy about that. Hey,
Let's go!
Do you remember all the teams we picked? My teams. I picked the team that choked. I don't remember.
You picked Montreal?
No, I picked Toronto.
I think Phil picked Montreal.
I picked Toronto.
You picked Toronto.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right there. They lost to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Uh,
Casey picked Minnesota.
Casey
and
picked
every other
Minnesota.
team that we did not
yeah,
pick.
Casey picked Minnesota and Boston.
Didn't Boston do like really bad?
They did. No, well, not really bad, but yeah, kind of.
Who were the teams that didn't make the playoffs?
The Sirens.
As
Sirens and Fleet didn't make it.
Minnesota.
And the bigger story coming out of the Ottawa Montreal series is that Montreal picked their opponent.
Oh, and they lost.
And they
That's
lost.
hilarious. If you were the Leaf, I'm gonna put this in like an NHL perspective. Who would you pick if you were a Leaf? You ain't picking. Okay, let's make an assumption that Boston made it. Boston, you're not picking Boston. Then we'll go now to these playoffs. Montreal. Maybe you're not picking you're not picking Carolina. You're not picking Florida. You're not picking Tampa. You're definitely not picking Carolina. You're not picking Ottawa, even though you beat them. Montreal the Devils. I still think Montreal could have. I don't know.
I think you pick Montreal or Ottawa. Either wild card this year.
I think the Devils.
I don't know. I love that pick your opponent thing. That's so cool.
I do like how the NHL doesn't do that, because then I get to see the Leafs lose to the same two teams all the time.
But imagine if they picked their opponent and then lost.
Oh, that'd be more media.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Why would the media do this to them?
I can't wait till like 2 weeks from now. All I see is like, oh, the Leafs should have been here. No, shut up.
So by the time that we come back to next week, the series might be wrapped up.
Is it best?
It starts tonight.
Is it best of 5?
Best of 5.
All of them?
Yep.
It's not enough hockey.
The Walter Cup final.
The Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Yeah.
Whose arena is that?
Toronto.
That is sick. What a name. Oh, you suck, but you lost, but that's still sick. Huh. So who's in it? Are we in the finals?
Yep. We're in the finals currently.
I don't think we could beat what we did last year. We literally had the stream on, and then there was like controversy. Where
remember that.
Minnesota won, but they didn't. And then
And they did again.
And then they lost that game, and then they won.
Yeah. So the Walter Cup finals start tonight at 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain. I'm obviously going to be cheering for Ottawa the entire run.
Are those not NHL arenas? Some of them?
XL is TD Place. Isn't.
Oh,
You're
what's
thinking of the Garden.
That's what I am thinking of. Yeah. What's XL's energy?
Minnesota's. The Wild Zone, obviously, because Minnesota plays there.
Yeah, only in the first round. I can't say much because my team sucks. Sorry.
And then next we get to
they're winning.
the men's world. This is where we're going to end off today, as we're just over an hour as of right now.
Did you see the hit that Crosby gave in overtime in the Finn game?
The truck stick
That
hit?
was sick. I've never do that. Please try to do that more in the NHL. That'd be cool. But he sent that man flying.
Yeah.
Okay, who scored in the? Oh, I love how the Sweden arena is called the Avicii Arena. That is. Oh, I love.
That's so cool.
I love that so much.
I hate doing this, but as of right now, Canada's up 2-1 on Sweden in, I think it's the last day before quarterfinals. Yep, it's the last day before quarterfinals. Tyson Forrester, assisted by Jarrett Spurgeon and Sidney Crosby. Elias Lindholm scored an assist to tie it up.
A flyer.
And then Travis Sanheim assisted by Nathan McKinnon and Travis Konechny.
Who are the referees? Are they all different nationalities? That is sick.
Finnish, German, American, and Swiss.
I love how like complex their names are. It's like Miko, Kanokari, Andre Shadur, Dominic Schagel, and Shane Gustafson.
There are no ends in Kalko Kari's last name.
Well,
Kalko Kari.
Can we talk about the fact that there's one of the coolest like team ups in this tournament?
What do you mean team up?
By 2 players. Also, Bo Horvat's out for the rest of the tournament.
Are you talking about the Celebrini and Crosby thing?
Dude, that thing is so cool.
That's really dad and son.
Yeah, and it's really making Bedard look like, why the hell did you not go?
It's very. You know what it reminds me of? Are you a big Marvel fan?
No, not at all.
It reminds me of the whole Spider-Man and Iron Man relationship.
I just saw that on Instagram this morning. It does.
That's such a Tony Stark and Peter Parker relationship.
I wish I had Tony Stark's money. But, like, I'm literally watching all these practice. One, I saw a practice thing where it was Fleury, Crosby in the shootout. And Crosby, like, was ear to ear, grinning. He was, like, having the time of his life. But, like, I'm seeing clips of Celebrini, like, I want to pay attention a lot next year to Celebrini's face-offs. Because Crosby's won the most face-offs in NHL history. And he's teaching that to Celebrini. I want to see how that kind of works its way out. Celebrini, you should come to Pittsburgh. Please?
It sucks that there's no leadership for him out in San Jose.
Well,
Like that.
Toffoli. Toffoli's actually like the cool uncle.
Yeah, but
Toffoli's the cool uncle.
That's more of that's basically more of a brother kind of thing, wouldn't it be?
No, Toffoli's the cool uncle. No, actually, yeah. Will Smith and Celebrini are the twins, and Tyler Toffoli's the like brother that's 10 years old that like sneaks you beers in the basement or something.
Yeah.
That sounded really weird, but it's really cool. I don't know. The Worlds this year has been so cool, and the fact that USA almost lost to Norway is so funny to me.
This is almost definitely gonna be wrapped up by the time we talk to you next, because the quarterfinals start on the 22nd, the semifinals are on the 24th, and the finals are on the 25th.
Who is that? Let's check the stats out. Check the stats.
Check the stats.
We got the stats.
Check the stats up.
Are we surprised?
Scoring leaders.
Oh my. Okay, so we have David Pastrnak, who has 14 points. That guy with
Roman Chervenka.
How many? He has. Who is he? No offense. Who?
Who is that guy?
And
Who
then
he be?
we'll come back to the stats after.
Chervenka. Boop. Boop.
He played for Calgary for a year.
What the?
He played. Why? Wait, why was he actually not
Bro,
bad?
why though?
Wait, why was he actually not bad? Why was like look at
That was peak Calgary Flames forgettableness. Who else was on this team? This sucks.
Lee Stepniak, Mike Calamari.
Calamari.
Fudge.
Attaboy. Yuri Hoodler. Alex
Curtis
Tanya.
Glencross, Stajan, Weidman,
I don't remember
Iggy,
this man whatsoever.
Backlund, Giordano. I'm feeling so old right now.
I need a picture of him.
Iggy?
No, Cervenka. Roman Cervenka.
I'm surprised you know what yeah.
Flames.
You're cheating. You did autocorrect.
I like how I googled Roman Cervenka and I pulled up a picture of Adam Klapka.
He's in the tournament
That's the
too.
same man.
Back to the stats. Who's 45? Is that Clefbaum?
That's not Clef. I don't think it's Clefbaum.
I don't want to.
That's look at all these old pictures. I'm gonna put this Clefbaum one because he wasn't 45.
You should make
65.
next time we have Casey back. We should do trivia only for this guy, and you can like smile or something at me and be like, "Hey, I know this one." All right, let's check the other stats. Give me the more stats.
Frank
Nazar. He plays for Chicago. Lindholm, Boston. McKinnon.
Who he play for?
I don't know.
Who McKinnon play for?
I don't know.
Who that guy?
I've never heard of him.
Who that guy? Who
I also want to. I do think it's really cool that McKinnon switched his number to make sure Fleury would get
9
it.
looks so weird.
Yeah, but he's 29 and
What did he wear in junior?
29.
Nathan McKinnon.
10-minute overtime. Oh, I remember we talked about that. In the
Halifax. Moose heads. Boop. You wore 22.
That he just looks weird.
That looks better.
Yeah, it just looks weird with one number. I think that's why.
That's not. Is there
But
a
I think
22
that's-
on the Canadian team? Is there a 22 on the Canadian team?
I don't think so. I wasn't done with the stats.
Give me a
I
7.
like the stats.
Is there a 22? There's not a 22. You could have just gone with his Halifax number.
Nah. I think you wanted to keep the 9. And then you have Sidney Crosby, and then you have that guy, Lucas Sedlak. Connect me. Hey. Then you have Tyler Moore. That's not how you say I just want to say Moore.
Probably Maury.
And the first USA player in the stats is
Clayton Keller.
very underrated player, by the
Oh,
way.
wait, there's the Frank Nazar. What are you talking about?
We're
Frank
stupid.
Nazar's third.
Wait, scroll down.
What?
Look at Teravainen's assists. He's 9 points, 9 assists. He had I think he had 6 of them in a
You
game.
mean Dennis Mulligan?
How about you look? Oh my.
How about you look?
Yeah, I know.
How about you look?
Well, can you click Teravainen?
How about you look?
Well, look, he was a record was breaking. He has 8 assists, 1 goal. Why does he look like a goalie?
He's got big
He
chest.
looks like the guy with the greatest name ever.
He's got a big chest.
Ooh. Okay, what about goaltenders? What other stats we got?
Boop, boop,
Ooh,
boop,
goalkeepers.
Goalkeepers.
Saros is the best goalie. I lied.
Yeah, it's with
Samuel Urs, that man?
Sammy Erzin.
I think how many goals has Markstrom let in?
1.
Yeah, good job. I mean, Markstrom, you actually played good in the playoffs. to be
1
fair.
on 43 shots. Sammy Erzin let in 2 on 51.
Yeah, we know that's not going to last in the NHL. Sorry.
No, sir.
Saros, I want to make a joke about Nashville, but you were a good part of that burn fire. Yep. That's not.
I'm just gonna let you sit in that one for a bit.
What's it called?
Mark's Trevor.
No, tell me.
Markson with 2 shutouts. Erson with 2 shutouts.
Bonfire. Thank you.
I would have said dumpster fire.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
I would have said dumpster
Daniel
fire, but
Vladar.
sure. That's Leonardo Giannoni with 2 shutouts.
That's a soccer goalie.
Joey Decord, 1 shutout.
Grubauer.
Tobias Norman,
Norman.
1 shutout.
More stats. Go back to the stats.
Jeremy Swayman.
No. What about Max Palavenko?
It's the sway.
Why does he have such a tiny head? Sorry.
He's born in 1998.
60. Woo. What other stats? We got more stats. We love stats.
What kind of stats do you want?
Christers
Gulevskis.
Who's the worst? Oh, who's the worst goal?
Adam Vey.
He has let. How many goals in?
Yeah, hang on. Can I sort this by reverse? I can. Adam Vey's the lowest save percentage is 79.
He plays for Hungary.
He does.
He's allowed 20. Oh,
Matthias Niederberger.
dude, look at the goals against. Just click goals against.
Boop.
And then do it. Kazakhstan. Yeah. Yeah.
Maxime Pavlenko. Lucas Horak of Slovakia?
Yeah. Slovakia sucks, even though they won a medal.
Because it's not Slovenia, Slovakia.
Team stats. Oh yeah, more stats.
Man,
Scoring efficiency.
this is horrible listening. If you turn the podcast off by now, I fully understand. It is Slovenia. I knew it.
No, this is the hour. People have clicked
That's
off
Slovakia.
after we started talking about Toronto.
True.
All right, power play. Wait. Let's. We're just having fun at this point. Let's guess who has the best power play. I'm gonna say Czechia.
Damn, you took my guess. Okay, I will say then Sweden. Why not? Denmark.
I beg your finest of pardons. Okay, and Canada second.
Czechia is 5th.
Kazakhstan sixth. Kazakhstan better than Sweden confirmed. Penalty killing. I'm gonna go with Sweden.
I'm gonna go Canada.
Hey, we're tied. Woo! 100%.
Both teams have 100%.
Do we kiss now?
Yes.
Oh yes. Goals allowed. Sweden. Yeah. Penalties.
We did that. We did
That
the
was
exact
so.
same
That
time.
was so cute.
Sweden.
Goals.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. Penalties. I'm gonna go America. America.
I'm gonna go Czechia.
America. Did it change?
Drum roll. No.
Oh.
Slovakia, Norway, France, Austria, Latvia, Hungary. Wow.
Oh.
There's America.
Yeah.
There's Czechia.
Huh. Attendance. What?
Why would that even be tracked? Oh, no, duh.
Isn't every game in Sweden? Is there not like scroll up to the top a little bit more?
What do you mean spectators per game is most with Sweden? What?
What's team comparison? Ooh.
Doo-doo.
Oh.
If you're curious what this is basically what we do on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Like
sorry.
when we all first get
We
here, this
haven't
is pretty much
ta-
what we do.
I haven't been here in about 3 weeks. So
Man's got a point. Oh yes, then you
do
got
Czechia and Canada.
Czechia and Canada. Boop. Going down to check.
Wish the
Going
NHL
down
had
to
something
check.
like
I
this.
might honestly just end it.
No, that's fine. You could have ended a while ago.
Yeah.
If you want, we can wrap it up now. Then you can just put that in the beginning. Put that where you want it to end.
Yeah. We'll once we're done here, we'll just do a quick wrap up thing.
Or you can just put like a little thing that says you can skip
I'll
up
do,
to the here.
I'll do like a transition, just like, whoosh. That's it.
All right, I'm good to wrap it up.
Today, better scoring efficiency. Canada's better power play, better penalty killing.
You want to do the puck doku while we're at it? Like, come on.
Pugdoku.
Okay, like, we'll let's wrap it up, then do the puck doku.
Yeah.
And then do the Wordle, and then we'll go get food.
Okay.
And that was it for Coast to Coast. I'm Merrick Robinson,
I've been Alex Furco.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the hockey.